What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? So, we back again for another episode review of American Horror Stories. Listen, I feel as though I won't be reviewing next season. If it comes back for next season, I won't be reviewing it. I will just stick to American Horror Story. Because, okay, this is episode 4, season 2, Milkmaids. But the episode wasn't bad, but it wasn't all that. You know what I'm saying? And the issue for me is that some of these episodes that they have on here, they go through them so quick, and some of these could have been like a subject for a whole season. Like, they could have used this episode, Milkmaids, for a whole season. Like, they could have let it play out for a few episodes and then build up, have some issues happening here, there, and all that stuff. Because, American Horror Story, we're looking for the gore, we're looking for the guts, we're looking for all of that, right? But, it just didn't do anything for me. Same thing with like the Drive episode last week. I know a lot of people didn't really like last week's episode, but I feel like that could have been one of those things that could have. Bitch, have they done an American Horror Story urban legend? Or did they just do the one about the camps, like Jason and all that stuff? I know they did that one. But if they was to do an urban legend, I can't remember. It's been so many goddamn. If they haven't done that episode or that season yet, they should do that, okay? But yeah, American Horror Stories, if it comes back for season 3, do not ask me to review it because I will not. You hear it here, you hear it now. It's just not that good. It's just not that good. It's watchable, but it's no need to talk about and review and all that stuff or whatever. But hey, I'm going to just finish this season out just because I'm in the middle of it. I'm pretty sure it's only going to be 8 episodes anyway, 8 or 7 episodes. So it don't hurt. But American Horror Stories, Milkmaid, season 2, episode 4. It was a decent episode. And I kind of got mad because I was looking at it and I was like, this could have been a real season, y'all. This could have been a whole season because it's dealing with science. It's dealing with, who's right. Do you take the science side of things? Do you take God's side of things? It almost was giving me Salem witch trial type of situation. I mean, we had that with the Roanoke situation too. It was giving me that, the science versus Christianity, science versus religion. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was giving. Okay. So basically what's going on in this episode, and I'm going to try not to be too long. It was an outbreak of smallpox that was going on. I think it was like 1757. Okay. In this small town, it was an outbreak of smallpox. I said, it is so crazy that y'all talking about all these old ass diseases and shit when them motherfuckers trying to make a comeback. Okay. Baby, they keep on saying if them glaciers out there in Antarctica or whatever goddamn melt, it's gonna release a whole bunch of shit up into the air. I don't know. Okay? We just don't know what's gonna happen. Anyway, so basically they got smallpox. This man, we see him, standing at the foot of this bed with this woman. And that's my boo Cody Firm, okay? I am so glad I came across him. Like, let me tell y'all something. I'm finna tell y'all something real quick. I really don't look at white men like that and be like, oh my God, you're just so fine. You're so beautiful. But when I seen him on the American Horror Story Apocalypse, oh my God, I was like, I was questioning my Christianity. Like, what's going on? He is really cute. You know what I'm saying? I said you're a little bit too cute for me, but you're really cute. You're pretty to look at. And I really don't look at white men like that. I'm sorry. I just don't. I be like, okay, you cute. And I move on. But him, you just can't help but look at it. Well, for me. Okay. I said, look at my boo. All right. You're forever my boo, Cody. Anyway, so he there with his son, and basically his wife just passed from smallpox. Apparently they had some other kids, daughters or whatever. They died young from smallpox as well. So, you got that going on. And this is just an epidemic that has just been ripping through towns. And y'all know the whole history of smallpox and how it was bad. Baby, I feel so bad for the people that was living back then because they didn't know the stuff that we know now. All right. They ain't had the technology. I mean, they was trying to develop it or whatever. They just didn't have all the stuff that they needed to get there. But thank God we got what we got and we still don't fucking listen. But hey, that is that it is. Anyway, moving on from that. So you got this man coming into this lady house, right? And she all, I was like, is she a little fortune teller or whatever? Because she was giving me that type of vibe and everything. And I said, oh, she finna do some spells or something. Girl, she was real flirty with it, and she kind of presented it as if she had something that was gonna make everything okay and make your worries go away. Girl, she was a little hoe. She was a little prostitute. And the man, he was just so, every time I see this actor, he just gives me the creeps, okay? Because he know how to play creepy and evil so well. Every time, I don't even remember if I've ever seen him play a decent human being, okay, in a role. So he was just so stone faced, so creepy looking or whatever. Next thing you know, we see him laying on the bed and she riding him and all that stuff. She was like, I was arisen by Lazarus, okay? The Satan, what is it? Saint Lazarus and all that stuff. She riding him and everything, and next thing you know, he notices. I said, so you come to get some little sex or whatever? You don't want to see a titty or whatever? Why she still fully clothed? Okay, I mean he was fully clothed. Why she still fully clothed? I said, this is all y'all gonna do? I was surprised she ain't even try to do a missionary. She was like, no, I'm on top. And so while they was doing that, all of a sudden her little shoulder went down a little bit on her dress or her shirt, and it was some stuff on her. I said, that's nasty, girl. Why we It looked like Mpox, okay? It looked like MP that was out here now. I said, get that shit out of here. Why is that on her body? And he noticed it. He was like, oh my God, you're sick. You're sick. That's the only time he showed some type of emotion. Because when he was laying there getting his, I said, isn't that good? Because, I mean, stone face. How are you getting some and you just laying there like this? Evil looking. But you the preacher, come to find out. He get pissed off and all that stuff. You're sick. You're the one that's making the town sick and you're spreading it. She was like, no, baby. I'm immune, okay? I didn't get this, but I ain't never got sick. And all the men that came to me and they didn't suck the pus out my shit, they ain't never got sick. I said, excuse me? She said, yeah, girl, suck that shit up. And then some of it was oozing out. See, this is what got me. I said, bitch, I was about to turn it off right then and here. Because I said, listen, I don't want to see this shit. She swiped that shit off, and he was about to leave after calling her all types of names and shit. But then somehow, her little monologue then convinced him to come back. And I said it really wasn't the pus that convinced him to come back, to get immunity. It was the fact that, he still wanted to have some sex. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. Because then all of a sudden, he go back over there, and she didn't put the shit up in his mouth, and he's sucking all on it. I said, what the fuck? And it was thick on his... I said, oh. Then he tried to call her. He flipped out on her and everything. Called her all types of whores and shit. She was like, bitch, I know who the fuck you is. You a pastor. You the new pastor. You ain't nothing but evil. Because he was like, come down to the church. She said, fuck that church, okay? And that's what made him flip or whatever. So, of course, he pissed off at her. He, cursing her, calling her all type of evil, whatever. Mind you, they going to the church later on so that he can do the funeral for my boo wife or whatever. So he got his son sitting there, the preacher up there preaching. Next thing you know, Celeste come up in there. That's her name, okay? She come up in there and she just make a scene basically saying, y'all need to come to me. I'm the one that can heal. I'm immune to all this smallpox stuff. I was saved by the Saint Patrick, what was it, Saint Lazarus or whatever. I was healed and risen up just like Lazarus and all that stuff. I said, girl, what is happening? Now, we are back in the day where, if you doing anything outside of the Bible, you are deemed like witchcraft, evil, and all of that stuff, okay? Salem's witch trial, y'all remember that. So of course, the pastor is pissed off. She called him out. Oh, he evil. He did this and he did that. He sucked my pus and all that shit. I said, ugh. So of course he tried to make it seem like, she was the reason why all of this stuff was going on. So of course the little congregation that was there, like the town looked like it only had 20 people in there. Okay, and basically after all of that, rushed her out. He was like, he gotta hang that bitch. Okay, I said, oh my God, you finna kill her now? And that's basically what was trying to happen. So she ran up out of there. The town people was finna go. I said, y'all are in church and y'all acting like this. Y'all about to kill this lady in church. I thought the Bible said thou shalt not kill. Okay, so now y'all about to go hang this lady for what? For speaking up? For speaking up and calling the pastor out for what he did? Oh my God, you guys are just fucking hypocrites. And then the pastor himself was the one that said, kill that bitch. Okay. So I'm just like, oh wow, she done fell down the steps and she done broke her arm. Okay. When they show, I said, now y'all ain't have to show that bone crack like that. You didn't have to show the pus coming out and you didn't have to show the bone cracking like that. I said, ugh, all of that made me cringe. Okay. Meanwhile, you got my bull screaming and saying, stop, okay? Y'all will not disrupt my wife's funeral. I said, y'all cutting up at the funeral? And y'all talk about black folks at funerals, okay? Everybody want to cut up at a funeral. And then, so they got back to it. But then the pastor want to talk to him and gonna tell him in his chambers, don't you ever talk to me and overpower me and make me look stupid in front of my congregation like that. I said, oh, well, you shouldn't have been acting like that. And it was his wife's funeral. He didn't want his son to see all of that shit. Okay, like, calm down. And they get to talking about this whole smallpox epidemic that's going on through the town or whatever. So Cody was like, I think it's a thing that's going on. I found a new ritual. Okay, hear me out. Because if it ain't about God, it ain't in the Bible. If it's adjacent to that, they don't want to hear nothing about that. They're going to declare you a witch and you doing witchcraft and you get canoodling with the devil, okay? And so he was like, hear me out. It was another town, right? They said they had smallpox just running wild up in there. And they felt like it was because the dead was coming back to life and he was eating up on the people, whatever, attacking the people at night. So what they did is they took dead bodies and they opened it up and they realized that the dead bodies weren't decomposed, okay? They were not decomposed yet, and it was like, damn, y'all been in there all this time and how come the body's taking forever to decompose? So they took the heart out and they said, you got to take the heart out from the corpse and that's how everything will stop. The corpse, the smallpox just went away. And then, of course, the preacher was like, I don't know. He was like, but I'm dead serious. And it was like, just do me this favor. Take my wife's heart out because I don't want her coming back. I don't want nothing to happen to my son. Okay, I don't want him to get this. I done lost all my family already, So they went on ahead and got her body, took the heart out, and it was like, so what else we supposed to do? I guess we supposed to eat it, so that we won't, they say eat it or whatever, so you won't spread it. I said, now what? Baby, next thing you know, the pastor is the one that's eating the heart. And I mean, he eating it like he done ate human heart before. I said, what in the cannibalism is going on? And then Cody sitting there like, we ain't finna do this. And he was like, just take the shit. Next thing you know, he take it to his son. Mind you, the son keep popping up like he a Children of the Corn type of motherfucker, okay? Y'all know I don't trust kids. I don't like kids in horror movies because they're evil. They're literally evil. And each and every time a kid is up on American Horror Story, 9 out of 10, they're evil, okay? And they're going to turn out that way. Case in point, this little boy Edward was standing in there looking in the window when they was talking about it in the church, when they was talking about it up in the autopsy or whatever. Baby, he saw that there was something going on and daddy was trying to feed him some heart. He said that shit look nasty. And then next thing you know, we get somebody knocking at the door and it's this girl. What was her name? Oh, Miss Milkmaid. We just gonna call her that because I can't remember right now. Miss Milkmaid came to the door and she was dropping off the milk or whatever. And Cody was flirting a little bit with her. It was like, get you back to the church or whatever. Get you back to the church. She said, listen, I'm good. I don't need to go to no church, okay? I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those. Okay, you know how people feel about people like me. They get to talking because I'm a woman and I'm unmarried. I don't go to church or whatever, so something got to be wrong and all this shit. I like my life. I don't need no man. I said, oh, that's because you gay, okay? Bitch, I already knew it. Right soon as she said that, I said we can be independent, but you want a little bit of sex. You want a little bit of company or whatever. You ain't got to be married or whatever. But it was just the way that she said that twangy twang. I said, oh, she a little gay. She got to be. Meanwhile, Ed was just looking at her like, the pastor said you shouldn't fuck with the Milkmaids because they up there lying with beasts or whatever. You don't mess with people that, kick it with the beast and all that shit. And I said, now, hold up. So because she gotta milk the cow to get your milk that you need for nourishment for your body, she a bad person? She a bad person and you can't trust her? Then I guess we ain't finna have no more milk. You ungrateful little bastard. Like, I was just like, what is going on? All this bullshit that they be spewing back then. Oh my God, I'm just so glad I don't live back then. If I live now and then get transported back then, oh, they'll try to take my ass out. Because I'd be like, no, the fuck no. The fuck no. What? Hell no. Y'all might as well just go ahead and torch me at the stake because this ain't gonna happen, okay? This ain't. Let me finish doing Back to the Future, okay? That would have been me. Cause take me back, okay? But he was being a little rude or whatever. Cody was still flirting. She go back home. She got her little cow in there. She was about to milk her. And then she hear a little noise, and it's Celeste. Celeste had ran up in there to take shelter. And of course, Miss Milkmaid, she came over there trying to take her. She basically took her in. She took care of her. Kind of found out Celeste used to be a milkmaid too. She fixed her arm, okay, and I guess she was staying there for a while. She was hiding out because the people was looking for her. The pastor told her she better get the fuck about that town before he kill her. I said, damn, just wrong. The pastor, okay? I thought it said again, thou shalt not kill, And so Mama was trying to figure out a way to stop all this smallpox stuff. She noticed that old girl had the stuff on her body. And she was like, don't worry about it. I'm immune. She was like, you sick. You sick. She was like, you probably got fever and everything. Let me check you out. She's like, girl, I'm good. And she's always talking about the St. Lazarus and all that stuff. And then she goes into her backstory about how, she was with a dude. She got with him. Next thing you know, the smallpox stuff started coming up on her body. The boils come up on her body. She tried to hide it. She winds up getting pregnant by her dude. Next thing you know, once he found out about the pox and boils on her body after she gave birth, he took the baby and left her. Okay, so she ain't had shit else to do but to fuck around. That's how she had to make her money. But she realized that she never got sick. She never got no headaches or nothing from them things on her, And so with that being said, she just, sold her body, and everybody that ate from her pus, they never got sick. They never got sick, okay? So she was like, oh, okay, cool. But you still need to get fixed. You know what I'm saying? And at one point, she was standing there and she squazzed it and all that shit. I said, Ryan Murphy, was you trying to make this 3D? Because that's how the shit was just squirting out. I said, I did not need to do this. It was just nasty. And then at one point they sat down and we realized that they got feelings for each other. Okay. And she gone ahead and fuck. I said, oh, she was like, let me take a taste. Since everybody else took a taste, let me take a taste. I said, so you just gonna lick that nasty shit? Baby, I just couldn't. Knowing what I know now, how did the people survive? I see, this is why they died so early. This is why they died so goddamn late. Okay. Because they ain't know no better. Unhygienic. Okay. Unhygienic. Baby, they stunk. Oh my God. And imagine a woman being on her cycle. Imagine a woman being on her cycle and the smells, the ungodly, irony, bloody smells that probably came from that body, on top of the fact that they probably was already stinking because they don't take bath often because they couldn't. Oh my God, it was so unsanitary. It was just so damn dirty and shit. But yet you got Miss Science Girl, Miss Milkmaid, she a science lady, okay? Because while they was laying up in that bed, they was talking and she was giving her all the information or whatever. And then they get through or whatever, and she was trying to pack up some milk, and she noticed that Miss Cammy, the cow, had squirted out some bloody milk. It had some little blood strings up in it a little bit. Not too much, not too noticeable, whatever. To be quite honest, you could have just scooped them out and not told a soul, but that's still unsanitary. That's still like defective. And Celeste was like, keep it in there. It's cool. A little blood ain't gonna hurt nobody. I said, see, this how shit spread back in the day. All right, because y'all some goddamn nasty. A little blood ain't gonna hurt nobody. I said, what? Not in no milk. What in the pink sauce is going on? Okay, so they do that, and she was like, let me see your boys and let me see her boys. So she noticed the boys on the cow, and was like, because she said literally, the cow, this can spread cowpox. I said, oh my God, first we got smallpox, now cowpox. What the fuck is going on? Okay, and now we got MP. I said, oh no, what is happening? She said, let me see. Because at one point, Miss Milkmaid, she used to have boils back in the day too, but nothing happened with that either. Like, she ain't get sick or nothing. She just had a bad case of boils and they went away, And so she looking at the boils. She was like, the boils look like mine, okay? The cowpox, on the other or the cow, it's all circular or whatever, and they look just like yours. So therefore, that means that you never had smallpox, because smallpox don't look like that. What you have is cowpox. Mind you, she used her corset so that she could keep the cowpox intact. I said, oh my gosh, she can keep them like um infected, or to keep them instead of letting them go away and heal up. I said, that is nasty. Your body is infected like a motherfucker. And she wanted to use her pus and stuff to figure out, baby, that came out my eye. That's why my eye was hurting, because something was in it and it came out. She wanted to feel like use that to basically make a cure. I said, oh, we Bill Nye the Science Maid. You know what I'm saying? That's what she was up there doing. You know. And so they having a little back and forth discussion about divinity and science, okay? God gave us science so we can figure this stuff out. No, this is what God wanted us to happen or whatever. This is what, because basically she think that she like a special person, but Miss Milkmaid trying to tell Celeste, nah, girl, nah, girl, you ain't really special, but your body could be immune and hold something that could help get rid of this smallpox stuff so we can make a little cure or whatever. Come to find out the cure to smallpox was the cowpox. I said, what? So they made some milk and all this stuff, so they trying to go take it to the people, at least Miss Milkmaid. Meanwhile, the freaking pastor, he's still eating people hearts. Cody trying to get him to stop, because it was like, what if the town people started noticing? He was like, you know what we got to do? We got to tell the townspeople. So he gathered them all together up in the church, and he wound up telling them. They fall in line real quick, I guess, because the pastor's saying it. So listen, we got to go ahead and do it. Even though I thought the Bible said, I guess they preached that you're not supposed to do cannibalism and all that shit. Just like they said, thou shalt not kill. They said, fuck all that. Let's put that to the side and let's go ahead and eat and kill. Okay, that's what we gonna do. Girl, they went to that cemetery and they dug up all them bodies, and they was eating the hearts and stuff like that. Big Milkmaid was looking for them. Okay, she go to Edward's place, or I should say Cody's place. Edward was there, the little boy, and it was like, well, they up at the cemetery and he ain't here, and I'm not gonna drink your milk or whatever. I'm not supposed to drink that because the pastor said that, you know, you filthy because you stay with beasts and shit. I said, you know what, little boy, she took him and forced that milk down his throat. Okay. Come to find out, she go there, she see the people at the cemetery. She trying to say, we need a cure. I got the real cure. This is crazy. This is crazy. Of course, the pastor don't want to hear this shit, because, you know, he a man, and you can't go against him. And ain't no woman, especially no milkmaid, that he already thinks little of, because she, you know, take care of the animals and all that stuff. The way that you get your milk, how would you get your milk if you ain't gonna have nobody take care of them? See, that logic is just dumb and flawed. But she was trying to tell him, listen, you up here doing some foul ass shit. This is the real fucking cure. You're dumb as shit. And so you need to stop this. And he was like, hell yeah, we need to stop this. He picked up a rock and hit her in the head with it. I said, oh my God, so you just gonna kill her like that? And then Cody was like, oh my God. Mind you, nobody turned the blind eye. Nobody said, Pastor, why would you do that? Because they still digging up bodies and eating it. I said, what? Because Miss Girl has told them the reason why the bodies ain't decomposing is because the town was built on this land that got too much salt in the soil. So the salt is causing the bodies not to decompose just yet. It's science. It's a fucking logical ass reason. And Cody was almost agreeing with it, and the pastor didn't want to take it. And so he didn't want to be looked at like he was dumb and wrong, because he really was. This bitch, this woman, this peasant ain't gonna tell me what I'm to do. And so he went on ahead and knocked her ass out. Then, you know, Celeste, she done put out there that Celeste still alive. Okay, so now the pastor got to go find Celeste, and Cody trying to stop him. And he was like, why would you do that? Because earlier when he went to talk to him in his office, he said, why you taking her for a prostitute? He was like, I just don't want my son to see no shit like that. The real reason is because Celeste is his son's mother, real mother. Remember that story? Yeah. Okay, so she the real mama. And once the pastor found that shit out, girl, he stabbed him in the gut, okay? I said, damn, you didn't kill my boo. Ain't that a bitch? He come up in there, see Celeste. Celeste was like, hey, love. Mind you, when they first got down, guess who was looking? Edward, the little boy. I said, bitch, And I'm so sorry. I was surprised that he didn't tell the secret. I'm surprised he didn't go back and tell nobody. Oh my God, they're doing unnatural things with each other. You know, I was just surprised that he didn't do that. But the pastor came up in there, basically tried to force himself on her, and before he can even do anything, Miss Milkmaid girl, she came through and she stabbed him in the back. And then once that was done, they took that knife out and they stabbed him in the front, and he died. Cody bring his ass back up in there. I said, baby, I thought you was dead. Oh, you okay? I thought he was finna come in there and rescue them or whatever. No, this nigga gonna say, look what you did. See, this whole time, I should have known what the people were saying. Okay, she done turned your ass out. You out here killing a pastor. Okay, what did he? I said, you mad that she killed the pastor? The same pastor. Pastor. I've been saying pastor the whole time. Y'all understood it. The same pastor, okay, who fucking stabbed you in the stomach and was trying to kill you and tried to leave you for dead. Now you upset that now he dead, and then you upset because you know they got a little thing going on, and you just realizing that people were saying that something wasn't right with Miss Milkmaid because she doing, that's why she wasn't married, and you was trying to take pity on her and be like, oh no, that ain't it, that ain't it, that ain't it, and you mad because you thought that you could get with her. And then you tried to comfort them and tried to take them out or whatever. I think he tried to kill Celeste or at least stab her up or whatever. I said, baby, you bleeding like a motherfucker and you still gonna try to stab this girl? Okay, girl, Miss Milkmaid got in the way and he wound up slicing her. She winds up dying. Of course, Celeste is pissed. Took the shovel, knocked Cody ass out. Okay. I don't know if he was dead. 9 out of 10, he probably was. I said, oof, that's what you deserve. So she go leave, and she goes to the house, and she gets Edward. He was like, who the fuck are you? She said, I'm your real mama, okay? That's who I am. You're going to take this milk. You're going to drink it. You're going to be good. And they start hugging. Next thing you know, that little boy then stabbed her. Oh, we don't fuck with bitches that lie with beasts or that be taking care and be cool with the beast and shit, like the pastor said. I said, you little evil ass motherfucker. She died. He cut her open and started eating her up. And that was the end of the episode. Anyway, you guys tell me how y'all felt about I'm mad because this really could have been a whole season. This could have been a whole season. They could have juiced it up and gave it a little more touch and care, but they slacking. Anyway, y'all tell me how y'all feel. I'll see y'all later. Peace.